The volume of cars being shipped to the United States has crashed by a staggering number. I mean, I think we all expected that the number of cars being shipped to America would go down, but not by this much. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. It's great to have you with us, guys. You can become a member of the channel if you'd like to. We have more than 400 members, and that's where I put the interviews that I do and some exclusive videos. So I'll put a link in the description below to our YouTube members page. Hey guys, I've got an EcoFlow Delta 2 right here and the Delta Pro, which is about 4 times bigger than this. I've used them over the past 2 months many times. I didn't think I would, but I've needed them. There's been electrical problems in the house. There's been massive storms here in Australia. They've been absolutely, for me, game-changing, life-saving, up to 45% off sale. I'll put a link in the description, and I think that's on for the next 3 weeks. So click on that link. You can take advantage and get one of these batteries for a really good price. The volume of cars shipped to the United States has crashed by 72.3% as a result of Donald Trump's tariffs on imported vehicles, which is something we've never seen before. This has never ever been seen before, and this is far greater than the tariffs, than the volume reduction in shipping for cars to Europe when Europe decided to tax Chinese EVs, put these taxes on them. Different brands got different taxes, and so shipping numbers of EVs being sold in Europe did go down a little bit, but nothing like this. Maritime import volume for motor vehicles dropped by 72.3% in May, compared with the same month 1 year earlier, according to the Maritime Trade Database. Importers shipped 9,400 fewer 20-foot equivalent units of vehicles to the US last month. One 20-foot equivalent unit is about one vehicle depending on its size, according to the website. This precipitous drop indicates that vehicle tariffs are having an enormous impact on automaker decisions. The 25% auto tariffs that took effect in April have prompted companies shipping completed automobiles overseas to hold off, betting that Trump will eventually pull back the most punishing duties. Essentially, car manufacturers are saying, yeah, we're going to call your bluff. Donald Trump, we're calling your bluff. We'll just wait. We'll wait until, I don't know, you get up out of bed and decide you've changed your mind. I think these automakers think that Donald Trump is just on a trigger wire, and he just does anything, and it could change from one day to the next, and they're going to play his game. That's what it looks like. It's almost impossible to reach any other conclusion than this is the impact of vehicle tariffs manifesting itself in import volumes, said Jackson Wood, Director of Industry Strategy for Global Trade Intelligence at Descartes Systems Group. My read on this is that importers are pausing, believing that more favorable tariff conditions will emerge in the medium. So the data tracks shipments by the codes enumerated in the harmonized tariff schedule, and apparently they are saying that auto parts imports as well were affected. A less severe dip, but there was definitely a decrease. The code associated with auto parts and accessories reflected a 15% year-over-year drop for May. The volume of bodies, including cabs for specific motor vehicles, saw an 18% increase from May 2024 to May 2025, which is surprising. The tariff picture, though, is clearly chaotic. The Trump administration has issued clarifications to prevent the stacking of aluminium and steel tariffs on top of auto tariffs, provided some information about reimbursements for auto parts tariffs, and shifted the reciprocal tariff policies governing country-by-country duties. It's chaos. That's the truth. It's very, very hard to kind of interpret all this stuff. In May, Trump struck a deal, which many were angry about, with the UK that would allow British automakers to export 100,000 vehicles to the US at an only 10% tariff rate. Automakers are still awaiting final guidance from the administration on issues such as process for seeking reimbursement for tariffs on parts that are used in vehicles assembled in the United States. While dealers have been selling their roughly 2 or 3 months of pre-tariff inventory, vehicle prices have already increased. April saw a 0.3% year-on-year increase in vehicle prices, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis, but May saw prices increase even more. Asian and European automakers, those likely to be shipping overseas, are at a big disadvantage. They may have to pay more tariffs than domestic automakers that can shift production to the United States, leveraging duplicate capacities in different countries in North America. For example, Toyota last year sold 1 million cars in the United States that were built outside of America. Ford, General Motors, and Stellantis have been established. They have a bigger footprint than a lot of the EU players in North America, said Steve Mann, Global Autos and Industrials Research Analyst at Bloomberg Intelligence. I think the tariff is going to impact more of the Asian and European automakers, particularly Japan and Germany. Let me know what your thoughts are about this. Is this affecting the automotive industry? Do you think that Donald Trump's going to just suddenly change his mind? I mean, we know he's sort of flipped backwards and forwards on things. How do you see all this affecting the United States? Thanks for watching. Donald Trump is being sued. Why? Well, because the Trump administration has freezed funds for electric vehicle charging stations, and basically all these states, literally 15 states in America, are saying, hang on a minute, this money was meant to be for these charging stations. You've illegally blocked it. So they're suing the Trump administration. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching The Electric Viking. California and 15 other states, so I apologize, I was wrong. It's actually 16 states in total, are suing the Trump administration on Wednesday, saying the federal government was illegally withholding billions of dollars awarded to states for building electric vehicle charging stations. The US Transportation Department in February suspended the EV charging program and rescinded approval of state plans pending a review. Senate Democrats said President Donald Trump was withholding more than $3 billion from the program, which was approved as part of former President Joe Biden's Inflation Reduction Act. The lawsuit, joined by the District of Columbia, New York, New Jersey, and Colorado, among many others, was filed in U.S. District Court in Washington state. The states said the administration's decision will devastate the ability of states to build the charging infrastructure necessary for making EVs accessible to more consumers, combating climate change, reducing other harmful pollution, and supporting the state's green economies. A spokesperson for Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy has not commented. However, in February, a group representing automakers and electric vehicle charging companies called on the Transportation Department to restore the funding. They said, this is illegal. Well, what the hell are you doing? Since his inauguration in January, Trump has moved to reverse Biden administration policies promoting a transition from fossil fuels to clean energy and battling climate change. But not only that, I mean, a lot of these policies were actually going to reduce the cost of electricity in the United States.